Good morning. Hi friends, how are you doing? Sita here of the Shawl Knitter Unplugged. I am here this morning just to give you a quick update on the latest Westnitz GeogradientMKAL. As far as I'm concerned and where I'm at with it. And yeah, just to say hi. I am coming to you from South Africa. It is spring. It's still quite chilly. We're having a very cool spring. We've had a terribly wet winter, but nevertheless, summer's around the corner. But I will in fact be just hopping into the next winter, as I'm leaving at the beginning of November to go off to India on my adventures. I take tours in India, so I'm taking a tour in November, and then I am staying on and taking another tour in February and returning in March. So I will have a second winter, and I'll be in the north of India, so it will be quite cool. It will be lovely, perfect knitting weather, and I'm looking forward to it. So let's get down to business. I don't want to make this too long. We all know that the first clue of the Geogradient MKAL 2023 dropped last week on Thursday, the 5th of October. So, got the mail, I saw the picture, and I thought, okay, I don't really like this design, doesn't grab me immediately, but let's get into it and let's see where we are going with it. Excuse me. So off I went and I started knitting my square. I had some lovely colors from a local dyer, Big Fox, and a couple I dyed, and one from Albert Yarns. So it basically started off with this very light yellow, custardy yellow, went into a light green, which then progressed into a beautiful forest green, not showing up the right colors in this light. And then my final color was this lovely dark chocolatey, charcoal brown actually. So that was it, something very calm, toned down, not my usual colors, but I decided this is the year of green, and I'll show you something else that I'm making that's also green. So it's a green theme, and I'm going with that. So I started knitting the square, and my problem with it is that it was geometric, but it was a tad sort of untidy. There were some sort of lumpy bits and holes where you picked up stitches, and anyway, this is how far I got. I have actually frogged some of the last color, which I've started using in my new square. And then on Thursday evening, just before I went to sleep, I had a look on my phone and I saw there was another mail. I'm very croaky, I'm sorry. It's a bit early in the morning. From Stephen to say that the design had been changed. I was actually thrilled because I thought, great, I don't have to make this thing that I'm not really liking, because it's very difficult for me. I love the colors and I think they work very well, but I was not enjoying knitting it. And as one of my friends actually said to me, my OCD won't let me do it. So great, I decided my OCD wasn't going to let me do it either. So I immediately jumped onto the square. And I love doing those pie central cast-ons. I just recently finished making this beautiful anthology throw, which is knitted in this huge circle. So I was very familiar with the cast-on, and off I went. So at that stage, there was no instruction of what you had to do, but it had to be the square with 85 stitches on each side. So I started. And I brought in a new color for the square that's still a green. It's a very bright limey green, very, very lovely. Also a local South African dyer. And off I went. And then I thought, you know, this doesn't all have to be garter. I'm going to make it how I like it. So I started off with the garter. And then I've always loved the 2-color garter stitch that one actually gets when doing brioche. So I thought, well, let's give that a go. So we did 8 rows of the 2-color garter, and then I did 8 rows of stocking stitch, as I do love the juxtaposition of the garter together with the stocking stitch. And I thought, well, while I'm in the stocking stitch, I can just as well do some yarn over holes. So that is what I did. I alternated the 2-color garter with the stocking stitch, with the yarn over holes through my colors, and sort of started going dark towards the end. And the final border is just a garter of 1 color. And now I'm getting into the darker greens. So there we go. That's what I have. I have the square. It's on a very long 150 centimeter cable, and it's ready to go for clue 2. And I am delighted with it. So I did have quite a few requests via I posted a picture of it on the spoiler group on Stephen's Ravelry, and I also posted on my Instagram. And I had quite a few requests as to how I did the square. Now, Stephen has since brought out a brand new clue 1, and he's given instruction as well. But just for those of you who actually want to know how I did mine, I'm very happy to briefly tell you here. I'm not writing it down, so you'll have to listen if you want to know how to do this exact one. So I did the circular cast on, and I actually did it with a crochet hook because that's what I'm used to doing. And then I did the first 10 rows increasing as per the pattern in garter. Then I switched to 2 other colors, my 2 next colors, and I did another 8 rows of garter, increasing on the corners as before. And I used 2 colors, which means the first row of the garter, because we're working circular, garter means 1 row plain and 1 row purl. So the first row would be the dark color, row 1 would just be knit. Row 2 would be purl with a second color. And that is how you create this lovely double colored garter. It's very, very easy. So I did those 8 rows, and then I switched my color and I did an 8 row section of stocking stitch. On row 4, I did the yarn over holes. Now I haven't done my yarn overs right next to each other. So how I did them was I did the make one left, which would have been after the 2 stitches between the stitch holders. Then I immediately went into yarn over, knit 2 together, knit 1. Yarn over, knit 2 together, knit 1 until I got to the end of that section, and then I did the increase. And then there was the stitch markers, 2 stitches, stitch marker, make 1 left, and start again. Yarn over, knit 2 together, knit 1. So I did that on the 4th row. So that sort of more or less puts the the yarn over holes in the middle. And then row 5 to 8 was just regular stocking stitch. And then again, another 8 row panel of 2 color garter, 1 row knit and 1 row purl using 2 different colors. And so I went to the end of the square until I had reached the 85 stitches on each side. So that's it. It's very straightforward. I think it's very effective. I particularly like the difference in texture. I have been knitting quite a few garter shawls and garments lately, and I'm a little bit bit bored with garter, so I was very happy to add the stocking stitch. I really don't mind knitting pearls, so that was fine. So that was it. Yeah, so today's Tuesday, looking forward to the next clue, moving on to see what's going to happen next. So I do have a backup project that I'm dying to get my teeth into. So I was finished with my clue, I think, on Saturday, or maybe even on Friday, I don't know. So I jumped into my next whip, which I've been waiting to do for quite a while, and that is the Helix slipover or pullover. I'm not sure. It's a sweater. It's a long sleeve top by Maed Designs. It's a lovely lace design, all over lace design. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm really enjoying knitting the lace. It's got a wonderful natural rhythm. I know what's coming next. I can read my knitting, and I'm knitting it out of Sunless Garn Lena, which is really lovely cotton, viscose and linen blend. It's got a very nice weight to it, lovely and drapey, and I've knitted it in a bigger size than I normally would. I've knitted it in a large. I would definitely normally knit a medium, but I did notice that most of the sample or the test knitters helixes were rather sort of snug with negative ease, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to be sort of slightly loose and be able to wear over other layers. So I'm forging ahead on that, and yeah, I'll keep knitting that also in green until the next clue comes out. I wanted to also just show you a little bit of the texture of this lovely mulberry silk top that I'm wearing. Let's see if I can move the camera without driving everybody crazy. There it is. It's got gorgeous sheen to it, lovely weight, and this is the mulberry silk that I will be bringing back from India in February, March next year. I will be posting, I have a WhatsApp group for my silk yarns and Indian hand block printed textiles, and also I will be bringing back some very beautiful pure Indian essential oil fragrances. When I say fragrances, they're not actually perfumes, they're essential oils, things like frankincense, vetiver, sandalwood, amber. So I have a WhatsApp page, WhatsApp group, where when I'm in India, I share all my findings, and I take orders as well, so you can order. And I will have lots of silk. I'll have linen and silk and textiles and essential oils. So that's all for me today. I just wanted to let you know how I did that square, and yeah, I'm loving this MCAL mystery, and I always feel that they say art reflects life. Well, so does knitting. We have all a lot of lessons here to learn, and we have a wonderful, inclusive community, and that for me is just the most amazing thing. And Stephen is such a big part of it, and he just does such a fabulous job of taking care of everybody and taking everybody into consideration and being able to just turn on a ticky and come up with the next thing. So thank you, Stephen. We love you, and we love your MCALs. All your patterns are divine. By the way, this is my 9th MCAL, and I love them all. So have a lovely day. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's clue 2. If you have any further questions, you can email me, and I am also happy to send you my WhatsApp number for the group if you email me. I'm not going to put my WhatsApp number in the description. So have a great day and happy knitting, everyone. See you all soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.